Well, how awesome was that? Give yourself a round of applause. That's the biggest march I've ever been involved in. Welcome everybody. Welcome to country. My name is Steve Roberts. As Tricky said, I live up on the hill, up in Toowoomba. Let's give everybody in the west, in the south and the north, a big round of applause. Who wish they could be here today, sharing this moment with you. So as you can tell from the hat, I'm from the country originally, in a small town called Burke, between Burke and Cunnamulla. If anybody knows their geography, it's west about 600-700 kilometres. It takes a day to get there by the car. I'm an exercise physiologist and a PE teacher, so the recent mandates have impacted myself personally, as I know it has for many of you allied health professionals, nurses, doctors, midwives, carers, teachers, administration, everybody. As a kid, I grew up in the outback with plenty of space. And I'm sure many of you are connecting with that moment now when you were young and free. You didn't think about what could prevent you from having the life that you wanted. So maybe, a bit like me, you thought about the heroes that led this country, like our diggers from the ADF, who are here today at the back. We need them to stand up and help fight this war. This is the start of your journey for many. This is the start of a hero's journey. When there's a mission, there's a call. You all need to take the responsibility, no matter how old you are, that this is your call, this is your time. The last fight I had here was 14 years ago at the convention centre. It was a boxing match. This is a different fight. I'm fighting for myself and my family, of course. And you're all here to do the same thing today. It's been a sad few weeks since the rollout of the 5 to 11-year-old program. The government rolling out an untested and unknown injection, putting this into our children's arms. The effects are unknown, psychologically, physiologically. The impact is going to be huge, and we're going to be wearing this for years, decades. It's up to us to use each other, who are here now, in order to make that change and to be that shoulder to cry on, to be that parent, to be that peer. We know there's been adverse injuries and deaths. We are letting our children down. I know you're not. The majority are. You are now being called to become leaders. Australia's birth, as they say, was when 16,000 Australians and New Zealanders stormed a tiny beach called Anzac Cove off the shores of Gallipoli. 2,000 men died on the very first day. If we count today's crowd as being that 16,000, maybe more, we've just lost 2,000. But you risk it for a reason. They risked it for their country. We need bravery like the Anzacs, the Battle of Gallipoli, Beersheba, Somme, there's Bretna and the Western Front. They helped create the Anzac spirit that we all need to harness and take on today. Today, those diggers and your forefathers would be extremely proud of your efforts today. If you ever thought what you would have done during the period of slavery, or Holocaust, or the civil rights? Well, you did it today and you're doing it. Congratulations. You have the power to be the catalyst of change. And with the power, protect as many kids as possible. Force comes from them, spreading fear, causing lives, tearing families apart. My kids will be fine. Your kids will be fine. But what about the rest of them? Where is their voice and how can we help? For every person that speaks out here today, if there's 20,000 people, you have 5 conversations. That's 100,000 lives that can be saved today just by you talking to 5 different people. You think of it like that, it gets bigger and bigger. Ask yourself, who am I called to be? What version of me needs to show up? Don't miss the moment and don't miss the message. There's a saying, I can't hear what you say from the thunder that you are. Go first. Make this your Gallipoli. Make this your Kokoda. And make this your time to be a hero. Every conversation you have can save a life. Come from a place of love and dignity for your fellow humans, not as an enemy or fear of being unaccepted, disliked. Your courage is the source of love. You know, have you tried solving this? Have you tried having conversations with people, throwing stats at them, sending them videos? Have you all tried that? Coming up with medical lingo that you didn't use 12 months ago. Did it work? No. For me, it hasn't worked. So the question remains, how can we do this differently? The answer, we have caring, compassionate, and confronting conversations with other people. That's where the power lays, with our voice. Connect with people, of course, that you love in your family, friends, neighbourhood, strangers. Ask the question. Parents with questions is I guess now, is a movement that all started about 3 months ago in the Northern Rivers from a friend of mine. Him and some mates got together over a barbecue and said, what are we going to do? So since then, they've raised about $750,000 themselves, all personal donors, money out of their own back pocket, not asking for receipts, just wanting to see change because they care about kids. We want the next generation to be healthy, critical thinkers, and sovereign leaders who have a higher level of consciousness than us. We want them to be free. We must have those curious, courageous, and compassionate conversations, allowing them to respond without judgment. It's tough. Yeah, I know it's tough. I've had the conversation myself. Pick up the phone. Your heart's racing. What am I going to say? Don't come up with them with your medical lingo and your videos and stuff. Open your heart up. Have the conversation. Now, men, I can level with you on this one. We've probably always seen Rambo movies, Dirty Harry, when we were kids, and probably thought to ourselves, right, now's our moment to stand up and charge. But men, we need to be modern day warriors. We need to come from a place of love. Channel the rage, the grief and the anger, and have embracing and understanding conversations out of pure love. Because after all, those people who are doing it to their kids are also doing it at a place of love as well. So we can level with them on that. Leave it up to them to find their own truth. Now, for about 3 months there, with Parents with Questions has helped countless of people. People have come forward and said, if it wasn't for you, whoever was activating you in that area, we could have jabbed our children. But now they've joined thousands of parents. They're on Facebook, they've got a website, Instagram, everything. Most importantly, we've got over 20 locations around Australia with local activators who are there meeting together in groups, printing off flyers, doing letterbox drops. They're out there as foot soldiers, if you like, on the ground, helping spread the word and having those curious, courageous conversations with people that are awkward, that we all have to have. We need to reach the people in the country. My heart's out there, my spirit's out there. North, south, east, west, wherever they are. Indigenous people, we need to reach them. Now First Nations people, we need to protect them and our children. Once upon a time, this country rode on the sheep's back. Now it's our turn in the city to help the people in the country. And in closing, Parents with Questions is a resource, and it's a tool to help you facilitate those awkward conversations. But you are the voice. Recently, Dr. Zev Zelenko said the invisible enemy are instrumental for geopolitical destabilization. Chaos is good for business and power acquisition. Only a divine, inspired force can overcome their Goliath. We need to be the voice of love and kindness to meant divine intervention. Be the voice so that when your children are asked many years to come, where were you during the Great Awakening? What did they do? And they can say they stood up with love and kindness and courage. Now I ask everybody to stand up. Stand up and tell the person next to you that you will be the voice to save lives.
I should come up and hug you.
You can. Now, connect. Now, feel your heart. Connect with your thoughts. Use your heart with love and save a life by being the voice to protect our kids. Thank you.